That's the problem in our society now, is that there's no discussion across political lines. You either stay in your lane or you're traditor, you're Judas.
It seems like people have a hard time putting you in a box.
No. The only box I'll be put in, and many people have tried already, as you know, the Jadruls, the knuckle draggers, the hitmen, they failed twice to kill me. So maybe third time is the charm. You never know. This could be my last public appearance.
No.
Do you realize how many hits you'll get then? I'll get hit, but how many hits you'll get as a result of that?
Oh, boy, Curtis. Oh, wow. One more question here from George's Habib. I know I'm saying your name wrong. Ask him about when he almost got whacked. The S is silent. French name. Oh, Georges. Whatever. Sorry.
Georgette. Or George.
I'm such a Long Islander. You almost got whacked? I feel like you almost got whacked a bunch of times.
Right here, 1 block away.
Oh, my goodness.
Let me take you back.
What was it over?
It was over Gotti Sr., John Gotti Sr., the head of organized crime, Italian Cosa Nostra. So it was back when John Gotti Sr. was on trial for the last time, and Sammy the Bull Gravano ate the Parmesan cheese and ratted him out, and then they had Memorex tapes of John Gotti Sr. actually saying, whack this guy, whack that guy. So he was going away triple life without parole. What I didn't realize at the time is when he's in federal lockup before each day going to court, he had an AM radio. He's listening to me in the morning on WABC. I'm doing mob talk. I'm using all my Italian phraseology. I'm cursing. I'm giving him the malucchia, the evil eye. And I'm talking about all my experiences with organized crime, all the things that I saw that they did. He is fumigating, right? Dropping the F-bomb. So he calls up his son, John Gotti Jr., who was running the Gambino crime family in his absence. And he says, you better shut this guy up. Look at what you do. So April of 1992, they send the international bat-wielding crew. It was led by an Irish guy named McLaughlin, Kaplan, the Jewish guy, and Ruggiero, the Italian guy. See, they were very diverse in organized crime.
Wow.
And so right on the corner of Avenue A and St. Mark's, I'm going to WABC in the morning. And they tooled me up with baseball bats. They hit me 32 times.
Oh, God.
They broke
you counted?
Excuse me?
Were you counting?
Pretty much. In fact, I actually saw the autograph Joe DiMaggio on one of the Louisville Sluggers that was coming right from my head.
Wow.
I ran across the street, jumping over cars. They're following me. I'm climbing up the fence that David Dinkins put up to keep the anarchists and the demonstrators out because there was a curfew in the park, Tompkins Square Park. Thank God he put that fence up. Because it hit me so many times, I was definitely going to be a vegetable if I survived. I flipped over the fence. They're screaming at me. Meantime, there's a Rastafarian guy who had just been dealing marijuana to this white boy. They were like frozen, I said, hey, man, help me. I'm bleeding. My head's busted. They were like, they didn't know what to do. Finally, the cops come, and they have the key, and they open up the gate, and they say, well, I guess you're not Superman, huh? They take me to Beth Israel. They tell me you got a concussion, you got a broken elbow, you're going to be here at least a week or more. I said, a week or more? I'm checking myself out. You can't do that. That's dangerous. Let me worry about that. I go right back on the air that morning, and I talk about the killing that John Gotti Jr. was responsible for at the Silver Fox Disco in South Ozone Park, where he gutted out a guy 46 times. I gave the date, times, places, and who was there. And the father now goes absolutely apoplectic, John Gotti Sr., because he's listening to this. He calls up his son, the underboss of the Gambino family. He said, the guy implicated you in a murder. There's no statute of limitation. The feds listen to him. The cops, all the Gavones listen to him. Hey, you don't whack him now, you're going to be ending up doing triple life without parole. So John Gotti Jr. goes, yeah. So he goes to the Corazzo family in Canarsie, where I grew up. I hated them. They hated me. We had fights all the time. And he says, my father wants you to put a hit on Sliwa. And they said, with pleasure. We hate that guy. And so they get their hitman, Michael Leonardi. They steal a yellow cab late at night, and they jerry-rig it at Carmine Agnello's Chop Shop, which was the biggest salvage yard right beyond the right field fence in Shea Stadium in Flushing, Queens. And they jerry-rig it. They cut the handles of the inside of the cab out, and they put it back with crazy glue, because the Corazzos are telling Michael Leonardi, Sliwa's going to fight, man. Shoot him in the head. He ain't going to fight. Don't shoot him in the head. Telling you, don't shoot Sliwa in the head because he's going to resist. Don't tell me my job. I'm a professional hitman. So they have Joey D'Angelo at the wheel. They steal this cab. 9 days in a row, they're driving around Tompkins Square Park hoping that I'm going to flag a cab because I'm in my red beret, my red sateen jacket. You know, I'm defying the mob who's saying, we're going to kill you. We're going to kill you. In fact, they sent me deathbed lilies, white lilies, which is a sign that you're going to be dead.
That's like my favorite flower.
Yeah, well, that's deathbed lilies.
Oh, no.
And then dead fish wrapped up in the New York Times. That was the message. But I was defiant. So finally I get into the back of a cab just about when they were going to give up for the 9th time. And Iannotti is in front, under the dashboard, unbeknownst to me. And Joey D'Angelo is the driver. It's 1992. There's potholes galore. I thought we were doing hydroponics, with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. And I said, Madison Square Garden, quick, I'm late. No problem, Curtis. I said, oh, my God. I got a cab driver who understands English, who wasn't tending goats outside of Amman, Jordan 3 days before, who doesn't have a hack license. This is great. I can read the newspapers in the back seat, the sports pages. This is great. And he turned right instead of left. I said, hey, I thought you said you knew. And the next thing I know, I'm looking at this 38 special aimed right at my head. So what do you think Michael Iannotti tries to do? Shoot me in the head. He missed. And then I'm fighting for the gun. He's shooting me in my lower extremities. I'm bleeding out. I reach for the door, right? Because I'm going to take a chance diving into incoming traffic. The Carrazos knew me. He's going to try to break out. I pull the door open, and guess what comes in my hand? The door handle. Bang! Again, right through my legs. So I'm like feeling like life is like ebbing out. And I realized I got one chance only to get out of here. I got my radio, my walkie-talkie. I said, Code Red, Angel One, Code Red. That's my code name. It happened that KG Oda was at the headquarters, a degenerate smoker of cigarettes who was supposed to be outside, abiding by the rules, but decided to sneak a smoke inside. He hears the radio, and all of a sudden, Curtis, what's going on? Joey D'Angelo, the driver, the mob guy, thinks it's the cops.
Oh, man.
So he's like driving like all crazy going down Avenue B. I get shot another time as I dive out the window. I get shot in the back, pushed out. So they figure I'm dead. I'm a speed bump. And who comes running out of the gin mill on 7th Street across from St. Rita's on Avenue B? The Hells Angels. That was their favorite bar. They turned me over. Hey, Curtis, don't die on us. And then they come, finally. The ambulance. They cut me open. They cut off all my clothes. They get a bicycle pump. They're putting it in a body bag, trying to suppress the bleeding. I'm screaming. It was like, it felt like a baby grand piano on my chest. We hit every pothole on the way to Bellevue. God. My blood is slushing in the body bag. Oh, no. I finally get wheeled in. Dr. Leon Pachter. Guess where he was from? The head surgeon. Canarsie, just like the hitman, Iannotti, who was hired by the Carrazos to whack me. And they took like 8.5 hours. I ended up waking up in the ICU intensive care 2 days later. And I have tubes in every orifice of my body where I had been dead from all the toxins. And guess who I wake up to? Out of that anesthesia that I was taking, I see Ed Koch, who had been my nemesis. He's to my left. I thought I had died and gone to hell without an asbestos suit. He's smiling at me. I look at Cardinal O'Connor, who has the extreme-unction vestments, which is the death right vestments, because they thought I might have died. And then there was my wife at the time, Lisa, and she's looking at me like, we have a life insurance policy. You're probably worth more dead than alive. And I survived. But it took 6 years to indict John Gotti Jr., and others in the attempt to whack me out. 4 federal trials. Gotti Jr. skated. Iannotti's doing 20 years. And D'Angelo became a cooperating witness. And that's how I survived. But I got attacked by them twice.
Holy cow. What a story.
Real. That's the way New York was. Fear City in 1992.
Yeah.
Remember, Rudy wasn't mayor yet. So organized crime ran everything, and street gangs ran everything, because David Dinkins, nice guy, but he lost complete control of the city.
You've seen it all.